Looks like he's going to get it. Kurt Nickel on the inside, Ben Carlson.
And Pingree is going to make it to that hairpin first. Pingree takes the lead.
Brandon Curry, what a nice move. You know, he pushed a couple guys. It puts them close to qualifying position. Benny Carlson's got kind of getting the worst end of that deal. David Pingree making his way out to the asphalt now.
Pingree up onto the pavement area, off the really slick part. Onto now what is asphalt and is part of what, when you watch the rally cars, where you will see them race as well. Right now it's in use for Supermoto.
Only two will go from this, and right now, you know, Brandon Curry's in third spot. Kurt Nickel, he's running second. He is the toughest guy to get around out there, especially when it's in a qualifying position like this. He's going to be so wide. The only chance Brandon has is that he's faster through the dirt section.
And we're keeping an eye on that. There goes Nickel. You can see right behind him is Brandon Curry. And just working the back end. In fact, there's like four guys all right together there, trying to get that transfer spot, trying to get second place.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it right here. Oh, Brandon made a mistake.
You're looking at Nickel, that orange and black rider.
There, Jason Conlon tries to get in there. You know, this is it. For him, this is his ride home. If he doesn't get into the main event, he's stuck here.
Stuck as in literally stuck?
He's stuck. He needs the money.
It's amazing when they land those bikes coming onto that very slick section up at the top of the ramp.
And like we've seen earlier, you don't know exactly how slick it's going to be at times because guys are kicking dirt onto the asphalt each lap. You don't know when you come around, are you going to have traction or are you going to have dirt?
You know, and apparently it's not quite wide enough for a lot of the riders up there. You just saw Curry is just a light brush with the wall. And you were saying, Doug, if you're racing that and you see it coming, the last thing you want to have happen is have the handlebars get the wall. So you'll actually lean into it.
Yeah, you know, having a shoulder brush up against the wall isn't so bad. But I tell you, you get a handlebar in there, and if it catches on something,
there it is.
You know, it just takes the front end and it wants to rip the handlebars right out of your hands.
And even somebody as good as Mark Burkhardt did it during practice.
We're seeing Brandon Curry do this section right here. This is the one that can really make a difference. And it did. He's got to do that every lap. If he wants to get a medal this year at X Games, he's going to have to get through that dirt section every time like that.
So Brandon Curry, the blue number 4, white trim, is now up to second place.
Brandon Curry, he's a lights rider for Graves Motorsports, and you know he doesn't get on a Yamaha 450 that much, but I tell you he's a big kid, and you know I think this is probably his last year in the lights class. Next year I think you'll see him full time in the 450s.
The 07 AMA Lights champion Curry is currently in second place. There's Curry, and right behind him Nickel and Anderson.
Looks like we've got about 2.5 laps to go now.
A reminder, X Games 14 continues tonight on ESPN at 9 Eastern. See if Shaun White can capture back-to-back golds in skate vert, while Nate Adams looks to go big in Moto X Freestyle for their final. Day 3 of X Games 14 tonight at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Curry back down into the stadium on the dirt section, but it's very dry down there. You see the blue groove. It's just very, very slick there. It's almost not dirt.
You know, Brandon Curry's got to be careful here. Cassidy Anderson is coming up on him. He's got some fast lines through the dirt. You know, Brandon just tried to get through there the faster, you know, the fast way, the more dangerous way. He wasn't able to get through there smoothly. It cost him some time. Now Cassidy's going to be, you know, if he gets through there, that's what's going to be the difference. The difference is going to be.
Well, Cassidy Anderson is into third now, and Tim's keeping an eye on him as he tries to get second.
Cassidy Anderson knocked himself out of contention last year when he went down in practice, and he actually separated his right shoulder. He had a little bit of deja vu today in practice when he went down again. He cased a triple, went over the berm, and then we saw in his heat, he got caught up at the start, and he went down. I spoke to him right before the LCQ, and I said, how are you said, I've had better days. But he said he's looking forward to putting this all behind him and definitely making that final.
Good point, Kim. In fact, he could have a better day if only he can get around Curry.
Yeah, I think, Brandon just got that section down, and that's why he has a little bit of a gap right now. It's real tricky. These guys, if they don't get onto that plateau just right, it could cost them big in the end.
That red and blue number 15, that is Anderson. Curry is the number 4, all blue by. And we're on the final lap.
Final lap.
What can Anderson do?
What Anderson needs to do right now is he needs to get right up close to Brandon Curry, come into the dirt section, and do it right. You need to get into the dirt section, you need to preload, get onto that tabletop, triple out. That's the only chance he's got at this.
So it'll come down on the dirt in the stadium. Anderson placing himself, trying to get as tucked in as close as he can. Tries to sweep the outside, then tries to pull off the inside. It doesn't work. Curry holds on to second.
Gaston goes a little bit wide. That might have been caught.
That might have been the end of it right there.
It depends. Brandon needs to get through here. We're heading into the dirt section. He's right there. One little mistake for Brandon, and Cassidy can take advantage of it.
And Cassidy made up more ground than I would have thought. So this is it. Let's see what he can do. There goes Pingree. He's the leader and takes the win. So he transfers.
Nice smooth ride from David. It looks like Brandon got second. Cassidy just came up a little bit short. Just took his momentum away in the dirt, and he's just got to hope for next year.
It probably cost himself a little time when he made that one tiny mistake up on the pavement to close in and get in a position to really utilize the dirt. So
Yeah.
see Pingree and Curry that move ahead.
Yeah, he looks like he just came into that corner just a little bit too high.
There you go. Pingree first, Curry second, Anderson third.
I'm sure he was just trying to keep up right.